Okay, so we're diving deep today into something pretty interesting. We got a description of some video content all about Kerala,
Hmm.
and it sounds like it's really focused on showing off all this innovative technology they got going on there,
Yeah.
research initiatives, all happening within that specific Kerala context.
Right.
And what strikes me right away is that it's so localized.
Absolutely.
It's not just like a general, oh, look, new tech. It's like, this is Kerala.
Yeah.
And these are the things that are happening there. And that's what they're highlighting. And it makes you think, right, like, what's going on in Kerala?
Mm.
What is it about that region that's driving all this cool innovation?
Well, that's a great question. And I think the description itself kind of hints at some of the answers.
Yeah.
It mentions this whole mix of players involved, right?
Yeah.
Academicians, professionals,
Yeah.
government agencies,
Mm.
research institutions, private entities, NGOs, like a whole bunch of different organizations.
Yeah, it's not just like one little group off on their own. It's
Right.
like the whole community's kind of in on this.
It really gives you a sense that this isn't happening in a vacuum, right? Like you've got researchers potentially working alongside local businesses and government bodies.
Which you don't always see.
Exactly. And that makes you think about all the different perspectives and resources that are being brought to the table.
Absolutely. And the fact that you, our listener, brought this to us,
Yeah.
it really underscores, I think, how interesting this is, like the sheer breadth of this collaboration.
And the potential for synergy that it creates.
Totally.
Like imagine, for example, you've got university researchers developing sustainable agricultural techniques, but they're specifically tailored to Kerala's unique climate, right?
Yeah.
And then you have NGOs stepping in to help implement these techniques on the ground, working with local farmers.
Making sure it actually works in the real world.
Exactly. And then the government agencies come in and they provide support, and maybe they help to scale up the successful initiatives.
So it's not just a research project that sits on a shelf somewhere.
Precisely. It's this blend of expertise and action with a real focus on making a difference. And this kind of collaboration where social impact is woven into the fabric of the innovation process.
Yeah.
That's not always the norm.
Especially in those more commercially driven tech hubs.
Right. They're often focused on the bottom line, but
Yeah.
here it seems like there's a genuine commitment to using technology for the benefit of the people.
So when we talk about these innovative technological interventions,
Yeah.
what might we actually see in these videos like?
That's the exciting part, right?
Yeah.
We can only speculate without seeing the content itself.
Yeah.
But if we think about Kerala's specific context,
Okay.
we might see things like AI-powered systems that are helping local fishermen with sustainable fishing practices.
Oh, wow.
Or perhaps drone technology being used for precision agriculture in those amazing spice plantations Kerala is known for.
Yeah.
It's really about applying cutting-edge tech to address the very specific needs and opportunities that are present in that region.
Right. So it's not just tech for tech's sake. It's tech with a purpose,
Exactly.
which I think makes it so much more interesting to learn about. And then there's the research initiatives as well.
Oh, yeah.
How do those kind of lay the groundwork for these practical applications we're talking about?
Well, think of the research as the engine driving those interventions.
Yeah.
It could be universities delving into new biomaterials that are relevant to the region's unique ecosystem,
Yeah.
or research institutions analyzing local health challenges so they can develop targeted digital health solutions.
So they're doing the groundwork to understand the problems before they try to solve them.
Exactly. Those are the foundational studies that explore new possibilities and test theoretical frameworks before they can be transformed into those real-world interventions we were talking about.
That's cool. So by watching these videos, you're not just seeing the end product, like the shiny new gadget or whatever.
Yeah.
You're also potentially seeing the whole journey of how that innovation came to be.
The behind-the-scenes story.
Yeah, from the lab to actually being used in a community.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I think the fact that we see all these diverse organizations involved,
Yeah.
it suggests that this isn't just about isolated breakthroughs happening here and there.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like a holistic ecosystem of innovation.
Yeah, like everyone's working together towards this common goal.
Precisely. And the involvement of government and NGOs particularly
Yeah.
really hints that there's a strong focus on ensuring that these technological advancements are actually socially relevant
Right.
and contribute to those broader regional development goals within Kerala.
So it's technology with a purpose,
Absolutely.
potentially addressing specific challenges faced by the local population.
Making their lives better in tangible ways.
This all really points to these videos being a valuable case study. It's not just about the tech itself.
Hmm.
It's about how different parts of society come together to foster and implement innovation in a specific place.
And I think that's what makes it so compelling,
Yeah.
because other regions could potentially draw lessons from this model.
Right? It's like a blueprint for how to do regional development driven by innovation and collaboration.
And you, our listener, by sharing this, have highlighted something that goes beyond just showcasing new technology.
It's about the process itself.
Exactly.
It's about how these innovations come about and how they're integrated into a community.
And the impact they have on people's lives.
So to wrap up this exploration, the video content you've pointed us to seems to be a window into this really dynamic landscape of technological innovation and research happening in Kerala.
Yeah.
It's driven by this collaborative spirit across academia, industry, government, NGOs.
It's really quite impressive.
And it's likely focused on addressing those unique needs and opportunities that we were talking about.
Making Kerala a fascinating case study in regional development.
Absolutely. So to leave you with something to ponder, with all these organizations working together on these tech solutions in Kerala, what surprising partnerships or inventive solutions do you think these videos might reveal? And what could that tell us about how these specific regional contexts shape the future of technological development in ways that we might not even expect?
It's an exciting question to consider.
It is. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Always a pleasure.